I'm Laura, and I'm one of the owners here. And I found this place in July at a convention, a Tony Robbins convention, Step Up. And I introduced it to Becky, and she researched, and here we are today. And so I'm gonna let my staff introduce themselves real quick, and then I'm gonna ask each one of you too. The community that we wanna develop here is gonna grow and get stronger, and I want us to kind of recognize each other and know each other a little bit. So I'll ask you to introduce yourselves when we're done. So go ahead, Cindy.
I'm Cindy. All of you know me by Cindy. I found OsteoStrong through the chamber. I was fortunate to meet Becky and Laura at the chamber, and the more they talk, the more I like their personalities. So when I got home that night, I looked up the website and I researched about it. And then Kent and I were going out of town, and I came here, and they were just in the middle of getting things done, and Becky was in the back room, and I said, hello. So anyway, but I am a session coach, and I'm also helping with their marketing. So I'm so excited to see all of you here, and yeah, and we had a great day yesterday. KELOM was here yesterday, so it is just gonna, wow. So, but thank you.
All right.
And I am Gina. I'm a new session coach, so I'm really excited to get to know all of you. And I'm making a whole new career change. So I've been managing a bar and grill for the last year, but have been there with them through different tiers for 5 years. And so I'm making a career change. I'm getting back into my roots of healthcare. I have a respiratory degree from '99, a couple of ENT certifications that I went through. And now I just completed a few years back a journalism, mass communications degree. So I have a little diverse background. I'm getting ready to be a mother or a grandmother of my first baby, and my other baby's getting married. So a whole new career. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get on board with all of you and meet you and learn more about you.
And so you'll be seeing Gina's face
in
the coming weeks and months. So we are extremely excited to bring more people on board.
And in the back there, that young man.
Oh, I'm Chase. I am a part owner, attending the university down in Vermilion right now. So,
And Laura's nephew. So,
Well, and your cousin.
and there you go. Yeah.
Jace is studying to be a business person, so how better than with a group of awesome people like this? So, yeah.
And Chase happened to be with Laura at the Tony Robbins convention when I got
Actually,
the
he
text.
drugged me out to talk to the owner of the franchise. So yeah, and he wouldn't leave. So I went back in and sat down, and he was fascinated. So yeah, he spurred a lot of this. Yeah.
So I'm Dr. Becky. I am the one that received the random text message that completely changed the trajectory of our last 6 months, which has been an unbelievable, amazing journey. And we just absolutely could not be more excited to bring OsteoStrong to our community and our people. But just like Laura said, it is all about you guys, because we can't serve our mission here and help people change their lives and improve their quality of lives unless people join us and join our family and join our community. So thank you. Our purpose here today is to just provide a really, really good overview of what OsteoStrong is. Over the last couple of months, we've gotten a lot of questions. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of questions over the last couple of months, just a lot about the science and technology and kind of what does this help with again, and how does this work, and what's everything else here? And so we thought today would be a really, really good resource to just do a brief overview of everything and then answer questions. So now we're just gonna have everybody kind of introduce themselves and say
why you're here.
Okay, I'm Pam Berg, and first of all, I'm here because of these two ladies who I've known for many, many years and have helped tremendously with my health and just to be stronger and more balanced and all those kind of things. It's been quite effective, and we just love coming.
All right, Miss Jen.
I'm Janet Miller, and I'm getting old, so I want to keep on being active and being encouraging as well. I'm Shirley Erickson, and I'm getting old too, so balance is the first thing to go, they say, so we need to work on balance and bone strengthening.
you turn around and look so they recognize your face when they know, when you hear Shirley, or I guess next is you.
I'm her sister, Renee McKay, and Joe told us about this, and so we're just happy that we found you, and everybody is so kind. I have osteoporosis, so I feel like I need this. So,
Thank you.
and I'm their sister as well, and Joe talked me or told me about it. And I guess I'm here to stave off old age, you know, the effects of old age
Yes.
as much as possible.
And I'm Joe Carlson, and my daughter came over here, and she went home, and she called me later, and she said, Mom, I just done a whole bunch of research on the phone, and it's all there, all the scientific evidence, everything is there. She said, I want you to join. So I came over, and I was smitten with this wonderful family.
All right.
Hi, I'm Susanna Jordy, and I've watched my grandmother and mother go shorter and shorter and shorter as the years go on, and I was hoping to prevent that or delay it.
Perfect. Good girl.
I'm Carol Kessinger, here because I don't wanna be on medications to help with bone strength. I was on meds for about a year and did not like what it was doing to me. And my good friend Arlene told me about this, and I'm glad I'm here. It's been a wonderful experience.
I'm Arlene Stern, and I do have osteoporosis. Also did not want to take medications. And I have a very good friend out in the Black Hills who does OsteoStrong in Rapid City. And she's the one that introduced me to OsteoStrong and all the scientific basis for it. And called me in November and said they're opening one in Sioux Falls in December. I'm like, yes.
And I believe we got the phone call shortly after that phone call. When are you opening?
And they're in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yes.
When I called them.
Yep.
So, and these two ladies are awesome. So thank you, thank you.
As you are, so thank you.
Kim Markle, and I'm here because of them too, also. And been going to Becky for chiropractic care and beership for years, both my husband and myself, and trying to help my husband lower his A1C, and I'm here just to try to build my skeletal system after breast cancer and stuff. So
Yeah.
Kim and Jill have made remarkable lifestyle changes. Unbelievable. I always tell them if I had a whole clinic like Kim and Jill, my life would be perfect. So
we do the Shackley and
kudos to you guys. So, yeah.
All right, sweet man.
I'm Doyle Stern, and I heard the food was good, so I came.
And we're gonna put Doyle to work for us.
Here on aches and pains and finding ways to address those issues rather than MRIs and medications and stuff like that. And so far, it's working.
Yes.
I'm Pam Sonicson, and I'm here with Dave, who's been attending, so interested in hearing about it.
And just so you know, you have a very wonderful husband.
Well, I think so.
He's awesome.
I'm Dave. I heard about OsteoStrong through Carolyn back here. She and I are employees together at the same business. And so I've been coming for a couple months now, I guess. Just to feel better, lose some weight, get better balance, getting up there in age. And so we'll do something about it.
And have lots of grandchildren, so wants to be active with them.
Yeah.
All right, sweet girl.
Hi, I'm Judy. I came to support Gina. She's my daughter. And I want to learn more about it. I like to swim and I walk around, but I have been getting up in my neck. A lot of the step tests and so on, it's not always up to doing so. I don't like working with weights. I like working in the water with weights, so I'm interested.
Perfect.
I'm Carolyn Newman, and I've been coming since you first opened. And my mom was one that had stooped back and stuff like that, and I don't want that. So hopefully this is going to help me.
My name is Dr. Kevin. I'm kind of a transplant from Sioux City over in the Iowa region. I'm actually a chiropractor. I began working with Dr. Becky and these gals up front here since January, and obviously coming on working with them, I heard a lot about OsteoStrong and kind of just trying to put a picture with all the words and descriptions. And as a chiropractor, I see kind of all these conditions pretty much in and out every day. And so working with that and hearing more about this, it definitely bridges a gap. It's something that, you know, we're taught and that does happen with age and even in younger individuals. And having an extra resource like this to possibly supplement with chiropractic care and with other more natural and alternatives is something that I'm interested in, and just interested to learn a little bit more and figure out how this works.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm Dr. Kevin's wife, and I'm here to support him and Dr. Becky and learn a little bit more about OsteoStrong and hopefully become maybe a member.
And the silent person you brought with?
This is our 7 months old this next week. This is our daughter Isabella, and she might not be quite ready to be a member, but she's snoozing right now, but we're thinking she's taking in this information at least.
Yeah.
Subconsciously.
Yeah. So before I turn this over to Becky, guys, I just want to, again, thank you for coming, but I did want to recognize two people in this room. Arlene and Doyle, we called them at like 9 o'clock at night, Thursday night, and said, Keller Land's coming tomorrow, we need help. Can you come and testify for us and give a testimonial? And they came and they rocked. And I just want you to thank them for us, guys, because they are amazing. Thank you very much. All right, cheers, girl.
And we did the same thing to Arlene
Yeah.
in December
Yes.
with Keller Land Health Week. Exactly the same thing. They're coming tomorrow. So we're gonna start with about an 8-minute video that really goes a really good overview of our science and what we do here. Some of you have seen this, most of you have not, and so this is where we're gonna start.
It has been a blessing in my life.
My balance is much better. My strength is up about 96%.
A scientific discovery decades ago established that every human mind has a natural adaptive response that can tell the body to grow bone strength and muscle strength on its own at virtually any age. Just like when your pupils expand to let in more light when a room is dark, or your skin sweats when it gets hot, your body has its own built-in adaptive responses. Figuring out how to create the right set of circumstances to turn the switch on has always been a challenge, until now. We all started the same as children, running and playing. Building bone and muscle strength just happened naturally, without any effort. Just like when you were a child, you can still activate and enjoy the benefits of your own built-in natural adaptive responses to turn the switch on, to increase bone and muscle strength without strenuous exercise or hours in the gym. People of all ages are experiencing these results. While OsteoStrong is the new natural way to improve bone health, increase strength, and balance, it most notably benefits people with osteoporosis, joint and back pain, loss of flexibility, nerve damage, decreased reaction time, poor posture, loss of balance, and loss of strength. Many who are coming to OsteoStrong now have reduced or completely eliminated some or all of these symptoms in just a few months.
The pain was so severe that I was given a prescription for muscle relaxers, pain pills. I've been doing it about 2.5 months, and I do not have any pain in my back.
OsteoStrong provides the scientific way that can turn the switch on to your adaptive responses to increase bone health, strength, and a reliable, balanced body. OsteoStrong is the natural solution that delivers measurable results. Let's look at the science behind OsteoStrong. It means that with the precise set of circumstances delivered in a safe environment, we can help you trigger a completely natural response that will improve bone health and muscle strength. At OsteoStrong, we provide a system that safely enables you to place a very brief but adequate pressure on your skeletal system. The moment your body senses the right amount of pressure, it can respond by actually growing new bone and muscle tissue, just like you did when you were a child. Wolff's Law is a biological law that was discovered by German surgeon Dr. Julius Wolff. It has been studied for decades and teaches us that bones will increase in strength when they experience the right amount of pressure. People using our system who have had bone DEXA scans within 12 months have shown a 4 to 10% increase in bone density without the aid of medication. Lynn lives in Houston, Texas, and has been using the OsteoStrong system for 6 months. After 6 months, her annual bone DEXA scan showed a 10.7% increase in bone density over her previous year's DEXA scan. Lynn has never and will not take any bone medication. Our studies indicate that one 10-minute session a week is all that it takes to deliver measurable results. Coming from more frequent sessions has not shown to improve or accelerate an individual's response. The benefits of a single session continue on for an entire week.
It feels good. When I come in here, I could come prepared to go shopping or go to the grocery store or whatever. And I just get on the machine, do what I have to do, and then go about my business when I leave. It's real easy and real nice. I don't mind it. In fact, I look forward to it.
What's good about coming to OsteoStrong is that you can come in your clothes that you're going somewhere else to meet someone, and in a very short period of time be out the door and have accomplished what you came in to accomplish, which was to strengthen your bones and muscles too.
Now that we understand how the human can increase bone density, let's talk about muscle strength. It only comes from hours a week in the gym, right? On the contrary, at OsteoStrong, there's a more scientific way to achieving increased muscle strength, and it delivers positive results for virtually everyone who uses the OsteoStrong system. Improvements in strength have been experienced by thousands of people of all ages. Best of all, results are generally achieved quickly and without soreness or fatigue. Here is a very basic view of a muscle cell. These are myofibrils, also known as muscle fibers. The most significant strength of a muscle comes from the muscle fibers. The human body makes muscle fibers easily when we are young and growing, but that generally stops for most of us at about the age of 18. This part is a fluid called sarcoplasm. If you ever lifted weights at a gym, you may have felt your muscles pump up right afterwards. The reason is that when we lift weights, we actually cause small tears and damage to the muscle fibers. This is why you feel sore days afterwards. As a defense mechanism to this tearing, the brain responds by sending sarcoplasm or fluid to the muscle cells to help create a cushion that protects them from more tearing as we cope with the pain and soreness associated with days of recovery. At OsteoStrong, you can expect to get stronger muscles, not bigger muscles. And what scientists have known for decades, that if muscles achieve their maximum limit or threshold, if only for a brief moment, the body will have a natural adaptive response that will turn the switch on to signal the body to add new muscle fibers. This is the same training principle that the Romanian athletes used in the 70s that helped them win gold medals in the Olympics. For everyone else, achieving a maximum threshold safely has always been the challenge, until OsteoStrong. The unique system at OsteoStrong helps people of all ages safely reach this limit without causing pain, muscle soreness, or fatigue. In the gym, you do exercises. At OsteoStrong, you do what we call trigger events that are designed to deliver the precise circumstance that can cause your body's own natural adaptive responses. During a visit to OsteoStrong, you will perform 4 specialized trigger events on our patented equipment, monitored by a trained technician. Remember, these are designed to deliver the precise circumstance that can cause your body's own natural adaptive responses. For each of these trigger events, you are in complete control as the computer gathers data and prepares your performance report. Depending on which of the 4 stages of your session you are in, your objective is to push or pull as hard as you comfortably can. Unlike working out with weights or machines at the gym, you are not trying to fatigue or tear your muscles. Your goal is to achieve your personal maximum limit for just a brief moment. And because each trigger event only takes a few seconds to achieve your natural adaptive response, you will not even break a sweat. In fact, your entire session is less than 10 minutes, and everyone's personal limit is specific to their own body. You remain in complete control of your entire session. When your body senses you have met your threshold, your own adaptive responses can then tell your muscles to add fibers and your bones to add strength. These adaptive responses are perfectly natural, and the results are measurable. You will receive a report immediately after each session where you can track your performance gains over time for each of the 4 stages in your session. Our study of 500 clients with an average age of 52 showed that results after 48 months of operation produced the following in measurable strength gains. Gains over 1 year, 73%. Gains over 2 years, 138%. Gains over 3 years, 201%. Gains over 4 years, 296%. Once the adaptive response is triggered, your body will do the rest of the work for you. Studies have shown that coming in more frequently than once a week will not improve your results.
They do a great job of coaching you and encouraging you, and I would certainly tell anyone who would like to increase their muscle strength or bone density to give it a try.
When you come to OsteoStrong, you get in, you have an appointment, you come in, you hit the machine, you're done in 15 minutes. And that's important to me. My time's valuable, and I can't take off a lot of time during the day, nor can my wife. She comes on her lunch hour.
Our mission at OsteoStrong is to help you improve bone health, increase strength, and improve balance naturally. We just want a better life for you.
I've been doing it about 2.5 months, and I do not have any pain in my back.
If there were no OsteoStrong, I would have to take an injection or some kind of medication.
It has been a blessing in my life.
OsteoStrong is the natural solution that works.
All right. So that is just a really good overview of the science and how we work. And I think because of the big group sessions that we did for the soft opening and grand opening, we found over the last couple of months that a lot of our members have kind of missed that and how this actually works. You know, we know what we're doing, but how it works. And that's just an exceptionally good explanation with some visuals. So we obviously here do osteogenic loading, which is emulating high impact exercise and all of the benefits we get out of that without most of the risk. So when you increase skeletal strength, we get a natural improvement in muscular strength and joint strength across the board. And all of the side benefits from that are improvements that members report, improvements in balance and posture, overall strength. They begin to be able to tolerate exercise in other forms better. They break plateaus. It helps reduce the risk of injury. It helps with chronic back and joint issues, sometimes eliminating those altogether. It helps with improving athletic performance, and obviously at our core here at OsteoStrong, it helps people improve their bone density. And osteoporosis and bone density issues are massively on the rise. It's actually the third most common diagnosis now worldwide, followed or only behind heart disease and cancer. So as our baby boomers are aging and moving into that new phase in their life, osteoporosis is becoming a worldwide epidemic. And the medications that are used to treat osteoporosis come with their own side effects, of course, as all medications do, but they're also mostly self-limiting. And they're intended for short durations of time. But as those medications have been used for longer and longer periods of time, one of the biggest challenges with that treatment approach is leaving the bones brittle. So after a period of time, we actually have an increase of fall and fracture risk utilizing the medications. And the main reason for that is most of the medications work by slowing down the removal of the old bone. And the natural osteogenic process of creation of new bone also slows down, but it continues basically until death. But when you stop the removal of old bone, you're laying down new bone on a weakened foundation. And over a period of time, that starts to create brittleness of the bones. And so your fracture rate starts to increase again. And then where do you go from there? That's always been the biggest challenge with traditional treatment of osteoporosis. And we've known for years that walking and general weightlifting and resistance exercises is not enough to outpace the bone loss with new bone growth, but it's been the best we've had. And so that's been always the traditional recommendation. Improve your diet, take calcium supplements and exercise. And until OsteoStrong came on my radar, that was just the common everyday recommendation. We've all known in physical medicine and medicine in general that it's not enough to slow it down to the point where we can actually stop or certainly reverse it and start building bone. So OsteoStrong is really exciting to me in that regard. When you talk to members at other centers who've been using OsteoStrong for a long time and hear their results, it's really, really, really cool. But after 2 short months, hearing the results that our members are having already is just the best gift in the world. It's just the most exciting thing in the world. It's the best gift that I have at my clinic in Beersford, and now it's the best gift that I have here. So first and foremost, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for taking a shot at this brand new concept to Sioux Falls and this brand new business and on what we have to offer here. But as awesome as the loading equipment is, that's our 10-minute session here. That's OsteoStrong at its core. Your membership includes quite a few other things. And so we're gonna go over those in just a real brief overview. I'm gonna try not to talk because we wanna get up and get moving. But all of you have exactly the same thing that I have here, so I'm gonna reference my notes. But one of the first things, after your 10-minute session, you are all welcome to go into that room over there. And one thing that we have in there is what we call a PEMF mat. PEMF stands for Pulsed Electromagnetic Field Therapy, which is a big mouthful, but PEMF therapy was actually invented and then researched by NASA for our astronauts because they get really sick when they go into space and lose the Earth's magnetic field. And so by mimicking that, we can keep our astronauts much healthier. But then the question became, because we know that the Earth's magnetic field, even down where we're at, has weakened over the last century, primarily due to the industrialization of the Earth. So all of our concrete and our asphalt and our shoes and our cars prevent us from actually coming into contact with the Earth, but it's also reduced the power or the strength of our magnetic field. So when you use PEMF therapy, which mimics the Earth's magnetic field, you have a stimulus inside the body that improves our electrical charge. So the human body at its core is just one gigantic electrical machine. So we're like a big electrical panel, basically. But our nervous system runs that way, which everybody knows, but every cell in the human body has an electrical charge. That's actually how cells bring in nutrients and how they dump toxicity or toxins out of them. So when we have a reduced electrical charge in our magnetic field, there is health consequences of that. And electromagnetic field therapy improves our electrical charge. So it improves our body's ability to absorb nutrients, dump toxicity, and fight free radicals. And the reason we use that here specifically in regards to bone health is because after osteogenic loading, when our osteoblasts or our new bone cells have been stimulated and are reproducing, PEMF therapy allows those cells to much more efficiently absorb calcium and other minerals out of our bloodstream into those bone cells. The other thing that PEMF helps with, however, is a reduction in inflammation and pain. So it helps with things like arthritis and worn out joints. It helps muscles recover. It helps stimulate the immune system. It helps calm or activate the nervous system. So it helps people who have neuropathy. It helps people who have other neurological conditions like Parkinson's. It also helps with memory and focus. It helps people sleep. It is used actually at Avera's Prairie Center for cancer patients to help prevent a lot of the damage chemotherapy does to the other cells of the body. I don't know if you guys saw 3 weeks ago, Health Beat actually did a Health Beat with Sanford Pain Specialty Clinic. And Sanford has been using PEMF for their chronic pain patients for about the last year, kind of in a trial, and it has been now added to their standard protocol. So they did there was a Health Beat announcing that. So PEMF therapy is just an amazing wellness tool for the whole body, but it's a perfect fit here as well in regards to bone health. Now we have a massage chair, which is not your kind of traditional mall chair. It's a Riage X3 is what it's called, but it's a therapeutic massage chair. And of course, massage helps with circulation. It also helps with muscle relaxation and working out those knots. But it also helps improve immune health, and it also helps reduce cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone. So massage in and of itself is really, really nice, and I think everybody loves the massage chair. But it has pretty profound health benefits as well. So you're more than welcome to do the 10-minute session in the massage chair while you're here. There's several settings, all from nice and relaxing to beat you up a little bit. And that's entirely up to you guys, what you want to use. So, and then we also have what's called Tyant water, Tyant ionized water. And ionized water is pretty cool. There's a lot of controversy about ionized and alkaline water. There's a ton of research supporting it, and there's a ton of research that kind of, you know, what is this? But at its core, ionized water with the Tyant system is regular tap water that goes through a purification with filters and then is run through platinum plates on the inside of that little silver box back there. And those platinum plates basically ionize the water molecule, the H2O molecule. And it adds an electrical charge or takes an electrical charge away. And those two water molecules basically are hydrolyzed and they repel each other. So one hose, out comes alkaline water, which is a positively charged water. And the other one is garbage water, although it has a purpose, and that's acidic water. And that has a negative charge to it. So alkaline water helps reduce acidity in the human body. And acidity is produced just with our general lifestyles. It's produced by what we eat and what we drink, and stress and lack of sleep. And alkaline water helps counteract some of that. It also is an extremely powerful antioxidant, so it helps combat free radicals in the body. I think most people are kind of familiar with antioxidants, blueberries and things of that nature. So it does the exact same thing as that. It's very, very, very high on the antioxidant scale. And so we encourage all of our members, you get a water bottle with your membership here, so we encourage all of our members to drink as much of that during their session and after their session as they can. If you want to bring in gallons to take home with you, it lasts about 7 days in the refrigerator. We also have gallons here that you can buy and bring in each time, or stop in during the week and fill them up and take them home. So, but for sure, bring the water bottle or your own water bottle and make sure that you fill it up during your session. And then we also have a line of supplements that support bone health and wellness in general. And Shackley is a supplement line that the OsteoStrong franchise approves. And interestingly enough, that's what I've carried in my clinic for the last handful of years. Shackley was actually developed 60 years ago by a chiropractor, so of course it has a little special place in my life, but Shackley's the longest standing supplement line in the US. It's also the #1 nutritional company in the world. And their commitment to science and research and quality control is the reason that OsteoStrong went with them out of oodles and oodles, as you guys well know, of choices. So, of course, when I found that out as we were researching this opportunity, that was, you know, I was even more sold. So, we carry a very, very basic supplement line here that is very specific to bone health. An extremely good multivitamin, calcium supplement, omega-3s, fish oils, and a joint relief complex. So we all need the building blocks to build bones, and that's what Shackley provides as the fuel for that. So if anyone's ever interested in more information on that, you can always talk to our team about that as well. And the other thing I wanted to cover today, we are all about creating value for you guys in here. And so as the franchise adds more and more approved services, we can't just bring whatever we want to in here. They're very, very, very firm on scientific foundations. So they're always looking at adding other services and things of that nature, and we'll be doing that as things become approved. But monthly member events will always be recorded. So if you can't make it, then we will email those out and also be posted on our Facebook page. But if you guys have any ideas or things, topics you want us to cover, or other resources in the community, other health professionals or other people who have services that you're interested in or think would be a good fit here, always bring those up. We're always open to ideas. And so next month is the end of April. I believe it's April 28th. And we have an audiologist actually coming in. I had no idea, but talking to Dr. Mandy, she's wonderful. But when people come to her for hearing screens and hearing loss, the #1 cause of hearing loss is loss of bone density. And her first question is, have you had a DEXA scan, and when's the last time you had one? We've known that we lose bone density in the smallest bones of the body first, but in my mind, that was fingers and toes. I did not even consider that it would be the ear bones. And so she has an incredibly fascinating presentation that she gives on bone health and bone strength. And so she'll be here at the end of the month, and we'll be emailing that out as well, and flyers just like we did this time. So now, any questions? Any that you've been dying to ask, or that was brought up, or anything of that nature? Questions about the mat?
It's amazing you said everything on here without looking at your phone.
Here I was just convinced I was going to need this. So, no.
Some of the time, the majority of people have used the mat in here.
Yes.
And some say, I feel something, and others say, I don't feel anything.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to kind of touch base on that?
Yeah.
Like that?
So the vast majority of people don't feel anything on the mat. I'm a bit of a skeptic myself with everything. And so I don't feel anything. I just kind of lay there and take a nice little 10-minute, yeah. Some people will feel a little tingle. Some people feel kind of a really light heat. Some people feel a little vibration. Sometimes that's whole body. Sometimes it's in a weakened area of the body. Sometimes it's in a joint replacement. But the vast majority of people feel nothing. But there's an app you can download on your phone, and it actually detects magnetic fields and EMF fields, cell fields and Wi-Fi around you. And so we have one of these at home that we've been kind of experimenting with ourselves. And it is unbelievable, because as soon as you get within about a 6-inch radius when that mat is on and put that up there, it just instantly lights up. It's pretty cool. So it is working, even if you can't feel anything. It's pretty remarkable. So, yeah.
That video about this, that machine, they also said you could put this thing over your stomach. Do you have that?
Yes, we do. So the mat itself, it actually has 3 parts to it. So there's the mat, and that's a whole body application. And then there is the pad that you can put over certain body parts. So if you have horrific chronic lower back pain, or Crohn's disease, or like neuropathy, you can actually use the pad to specifically target an area. And then we also have what's called a little spot. It's an omni spot, and it velcros over like a knee joint or an elbow or a shoulder. Thank you very much for coming. No, you guys. Yes, you guys. Thank you for coming. So yeah, the mat itself we utilize here just so we can hit the whole skeleton, but it does come with extra parts. So yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Just once a week is sufficient?
Yes.
On the mat, or is it?
Well, so ideally, it depends on what your goals are there. Once a week for bone health specifically is sufficient. If you have a chronic disease state or an autoimmune condition, or are dealing with things like cancer, an actual diagnosis, 1 to 2 times a day actually is ideal. And certain people up to 4 times a day, depending on what's going on. So yes, the mat is actually designed for people to have for at-home use. So people who deal with anxiety and depression and insomnia or sleep issues, they need to be at least once a day. So it really depends on what you have going on. Yep. Yeah. And I did forget one thing to touch on as regards to osteoporosis. So it's now the number 3 leading diagnosis worldwide. But it's interesting because the 2 populations that are increasing the fastest are men over the age of 60 and our teenagers, our adolescents. Postmenopausal women have now taken a 3rd seat to the diagnosis of osteopenia and osteoporosis. There's a lot of theories as to why that is. We think a lot of it has to do with lifestyle, especially with our teenagers, sodas and energy drinks and a complete lack of nutrition. They're also not nearly as active. And I mean active as far as running around on the farm and jumping hay bales and that kind of activity as we used to be. Our environment is also extremely toxic with fertilizers and sprays, so there's some theory that there's a play in that. Men over the age of 60, that's kind of right now what the theory is. A lot of our environmental toxins are basically neutralized in the human body and become a xenoestrogen. And those xenoestrogens have a direct impact on testosterone production in men. And so low testosterone and kind of some hormone issues in men are also on the rise, and they think there's a direct correlation potentially to bone health in men. So it's fascinating because it is not just an old lady disease anymore. So, yeah.
Carol?
For someone that would need more time on that mat, is that included in your basic membership, or do you have to pay an extra fee to use it more often?
Yep, so it's an upgrade, $25 a month, and then you can come in more often.
Okay.
So, and utilize that. The only thing we ask, we have certain times of the day, as Arlene and Doyle and Harry kind of does. For some reason, from like 11 to 1 o'clock, every day that we're here is just absolutely crazy and insane. And that kind of 5 and after is absolutely crazy. So if those are the times you would want to come in and try to utilize the mat, we would just ask to make sure and call so that we're not, so you don't have to sit here for 45 minutes waiting for it to open up. So, but yes. Yeah.
Anything else? So we're gonna give you some chance to visit and kind of mingle, have some more refreshments. Since Arlene and Doyle get called